Well, I was pleased with our team's performance on Saturday against Virginia. I thought that defensively we played our best game of the year, and hopefully we can take that momentum and build on it. We'll need to have a good effort this week. I think that certainly the quarterback, Brissett for NC State, is a very talented player. He's got good size. He's very elusive. They got two or three pretty good running backs and a veteran offensive line. So, formidable on that side. I've been really impressed with their defensive tackles inside. I think they're both good players. In their last game, I think they had 8 sacks and maybe 10 or 12 tackles for loss against Syracuse. So, got good pass rushers on the edge, and the inside guys are tough and physical. So, anytime you go on the road, it'll be a tough game.
Can you talk a little bit about Keyshawn Freeman's progress this year, where he's gotten better?
Yeah, I think Keyshawn's played well pretty much all year, but he's getting more comfortable. He's playing faster, and he's got some explosion and a good athlete. He plays hard, so I think he's got a bright future if he continues to work and continues to improve. And he's a very conscientious kid. He's great off the field, on the field. He's fun to be around.
Do you expect North Carolina State to play the same type of aggressive style of defense that Virginia did, taking chances, trying to go for losses, that type of thing?
I think so, probably. I mean, I think the last couple of games they've gotten more aggressive. It's it's a little harder to blitz against what we do than some teams, but I'm sure they'll take the tape and look and see what they felt like gave us problems and use it, and they'll have their own ideas on how to play too. So we'll just have to kind of get into it once the game starts.
You referred to it as your best game of the year defensively. Had you seen signs leading up to that you thought that unit was ready to have that kind of game?
Well, we gotten a lot of turnovers in the Pitt game, so it's like I said, the thing that really helped us on Saturday was the third downs. I mean, that was the best by far we've been on third downs, and we got good pressure. I think that the defensive coaches had a good plan, and we got good pressure and challenged the receivers for the most part, and we're able to get off the field on third down, and that's kind of what it's all about.
Well, we talk about the emergence of St. John Days and what he's done for you the last couple of weeks. I know you've had some injury that have maybe facilitated a little bit. Is that part game plan, or is that just him stepping up as a
well,
veteran?
I think, St. John's played well. I think it's the nature of the offense. It's just kind of the position. If you look, it's historically that guy gets some yards that plays in there, but certainly he's played well and physical, and he's a big guy. He's hard to tackle. He breaks some tackles, and he certainly broke some on Saturday, and he's probably getting more comfortable with the path and where he's going and reading the inside blocks and that kind of thing. But he really hadn't surprised me. I thought he'd do good in there, and he has.
Him going from being a quarterback to where he is now, talk about that evolution of him becoming a player he is.
Yeah. Well, he was the running quarterback anyway. He was a guy that ran the ball a lot in high school, and so the transition has been fairly easy for him, and he's gotten bigger and stronger. At first we put him outside at A-back, and then, St. John's probably 225 or maybe even bigger. He probably don't want me to tell you how much he weighs. But, he's physical. For the most part, he kept most of his speed. Like anybody, when you get a little bigger and thicker, you're probably not as fast as when you weighed 195. But he, he's a pretty good athlete. He can do a lot of things like most high school quarterbacks are. Most of the time those guys are pretty, usually some of the better athletes in the school.
Paul, the difference in NC State this year with Brissett at quarterback. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's noticeable. I mean, he can make plays, and he creates a lot off broken plays. He's hard to get down. He's a good scrambler. I think he's very accurate when you don't get pressure on him. Not a fast guy, but a real elusive guy. And for a big guy, he's misleading because he makes a lot of guys miss. So, yeah, he gives them another dimension. And they've kind of had a tale of two schedules. And it really, the first part of their schedule maybe wasn't as tough, and then they hit, 4 pretty good teams that are already bowl eligible, all 4 of them, in Florida State, Clemson, Louisville, and then Boston College. So it's hard to really get a good gauge on them. But we've got all the respect in the world for them. We know it's going to be a hard-fought game going up there. It's a hard place to play too.
One more on the defense. Obviously, through the recent years, a lot of times when we've talked about defense in here, it hasn't been with glowing terms. So, what can a game like that do in terms of morale and confidence and self-confidence in their ability to make plays?
Well, I think anytime you do well, your confidence is going to go up, hopefully, and hopefully you can take the momentum and gain from it. I mean, you'd like for it to be a pattern and not a enigma, a one-game thing. So that's out there. But, hopefully we'll get a good plan and go up to Raleigh and play another good game defensively, because certainly we'll need to.